Hello everybody, today we're going to do an unboxing of the ZV200 Velocity-Vac. The first thing that we need is a functional Z020 black. So if you have this tool, the only thing you're going to need is the attachment. This is what we're going to end up with. This is the complete unit right here. So let's get started. I removed the black cone. I've got the tool in my hand. The most important thing is inside of the parts bag you're going to find a detailed instruction sheet. So please take your time and read that. So let's open this up and see what we've got. Okay, inside of the box, you will find two reducers. One of the reducers will slide into the Velocity-Vac. The other will slide into the vacuum cleaner. This is an important part. This really is the turbo, so to speak, or the velocity tip that's really going to make a difference in how your Tornador Velocity-Vac is going to work. So we'll get to that in just a second. Also inside of your part bag, couple important parts. A little hard to see, but there's two plastic flat keys, an Allen bolt and an Allen wrench. Okay, here's really important part. I know we're busy, we don't have time for instructions, but when you get this tweaked out, you're gonna have a tool you absolutely love. So read it carefully, go through it, check each step, look at all of the information that it takes to keep this tool in good running condition and excellent cleaning. So the main part that we're gonna focus on here at the beginning is gonna be installing the silicone tip. So I'm gonna place this back in here. Okay, inside of the box, you're going to get the velocity attachment itself. You've got a 3-foot leader. This can stay inside of the car, so it's not drug inside of the car and bringing dirt onto a seat bolster or other places of the vehicle. And you got your cuff. I got my instructions. We'll set that there. Okay, here's the motor right here. Inside of the kit, you're going to find your silicone tips right here. What I do is I take the rotate set and I'll turn it. The gravity of the spent or bent part right here is going to go downwards, all right? Now what I do is I just, a little bit of good old spit, and I'm going to press and slide this tip onto the end of the rotate as far as I can. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to spin it. That's not where I want it. I want this tip to point perfectly down. So I'm going to grab a hold of the rotate set and I'm going to turn it, it'll slide, and now I'm going to get it into a position so when it comes under air pressure, it's going to properly rotate. So it might take you 1 or 2 tries to get it there, but this will be key. Okay, that's pretty good distance to press that on. If you can press it on further, that's even better. Okay, once I have that on there, I'm going to grab my Velocity-Vac attachment. I'm going to slide it on. This is where your key comes in. I'm going to take the key and I'm going to drop it inside here and I'm going to slide the attachment all the way on like that. I'm going to grab my Allen nut, screw in the Allen nut. You can finger tighten this, works very well, or if I want, I can grab my Allen wrench and give it a good snug turn. So now this is in here nice and tight, because when I use it, I want to use this hand and this hand so I can guide the tool. Okay, we're about ready to go here. Inside of your Tornador box with your Z020, it does have a regulator. Your regulator is really important. And I'm going to point this out when we go to the demo. Okay, we're in business right now. I got my rotate set pressed onto the end of the AK rotate set, and now what I'm going to do is I want to check the distance of the silicone. If it's sticking outside of the cone here, you're going to make contact with the fabric and it's going to stop it. So take a single edge razor blade, if you would, and trim it approximately, maybe 1/2 inch, a little bit less, inside of the cone. So when this rotate goes under revolution, it's going to spread out and it's going to fill. It's going to fill this cavity here and give me a broader cleaning area. So the first thing I do is I hook up my air, got my regulator on, and I want to control the amount of rotation by how I turn the regulator. That sounds pretty good. Let's use that one right there. Next, I'm going to turn on my wet-dry vacuum. I've got my reducer. I'm going to plug that in like that. Now I've got the clean part of the hose that's staying inside of the car. Please use a wet-dry vacuum. It's picking up liquid, so you need to use a wet-dry vacuum. Okay, we'll see if we can get a shot of this liquid coming in. Okay, sounds good. I got good rotation. My chemical's coming out right. I'm not making contact with my seat. And by putting your hand there is a good way to test it. If it stops on your hand, you're going to need to trim your tip back a little bit. Okay, I'll show you how I use it. You guys might use it a little bit differently, but this works really well for me. Kind of like an extractor. I'm going to pull it back in one direction. So we'll start here. Okay, there's my results. Now when I did that, I used the liquid phase first. But there's a better way. Turn your liquid off, start with just the air. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the air and the pulsation of the rotate set to knock out and loosen up any dry dirt first. I don't want to get my dirt so wet it causes me more work. So we'll come over here in this area again, and we're going to run across through it just so we're using just air on the first pass. Not a huge difference, but that was dry dirt. Now I'm going to turn my liquid phase on, and I think I'm going to get a better results. Little bit damp, but you saw how much liquid it's not putting out. So next phase, put it to air. I want to get it a little bit drier. There you go, the ZV200. You learn, you use your skill, you got a tool that's going to take you a long, long ways. One thing I want to tell you before I stop this video is that on the rotate set, please lubricate the rotate set, the little pneumatic oil. I love WD-40 to keep this unit clean because we're drawing up a lot of liquid and debris. Keeps your tool running longer. And remember, safety is first, and it always starts with the end user. I'm in an environment that's using mostly water here, but think of your eyes, think of your ears, and your breathing. So stay safe. Got any questions on the ZV200? Please call Tornador. Thank you.